Hi, everyone, and welcome to our weekly webinar today, February the 12th. We're so happy to be here with you. Hi, everyone on Facebook, everyone that's here with us live, and everyone that will be seeing us recorded. Please make sure to have paper, pencil, somewhere to write down all of the different tips that we're going to be learning today. Also, if you need to take some screenshots, please feel free to do it as well. And let's just welcome Angela. Hi, Angela. Welcome.
Hi, thanks, Cynthia. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Thanks for sharing a little bit of your evening with us again today. So it's February 12th. We're about at the halfway mark for this month. And so we just wanted to go through a few things today. We'll try to keep it short and sweet. Our product spotlight will be on the Aromablends carriers, the whole set. For business tools, we'll talk about reports for finding your lists of former consultants. That's obviously important this month as we focus on sharing the used opportunity. Then prospecting tips will be, we'll just talk about checking in by email, since we've been talking about different modes of communication to have a balanced prospecting strategy. Our sales product, we'll talk about tips for sharing the used opportunity. And our tech tip will be a few things that will help get you more views for your reels, especially in Instagram. So our product spotlight is the Aromablends set. As you know, Used has this set of our three carriers. So we have the body mist, the body lotion, and the body oil. Now, why do we use carriers with essential oils? They transport essential oils to the bloodstream. They allow the essential oils to be absorbed in a slow, controlled way. They avoid damaging or irritating the skin due to the concentration of pure essential oils. And also they moisturize the skin, right? So our body lotion, our body oil have nourishing oils that are going to be really great for softening and moisturizing our skin. So when you're talking about these carriers with your customers, these are something that you're going to bring up a lot when you're talking about using pure essential oils. So all pure essential oils need to be used with a carrier, except for a few exceptions. There are a few exceptions that can be used with in small amounts directly on the skin. Go ahead and let us know in the chat if you already know what they are. What are some exceptions to that rule? Use carriers with pure essential oils, except you can use, go ahead and share in the chat, quiz time. We'll start with an easy one. You can use lavender directly on the skin in small amounts. You can use tea tree directly on the skin in small amounts. And a lot of our used blends like anti-stress, 31 herbal oil, things like that. But sometimes people still prefer to use even those with a carrier when they want a little bit more controlled absorption, or for example, the body oil for massage, things like that. If I'm using lavender on my kiddos, I'll put it in the body lotion so that I'm having a lower concentration when I apply it with my kids, things like that. So you might still use carriers with the blends, tea tree and lavender, but they're kind of an exception to that rule. Okay. So when we're marketing Aromablends body lotion, this is for lightweight moisture. We have formula that's enriched with natural oils, vitamin E, that are known for hydrating and antioxidant properties. And this is a really lightweight feel moisturizer, perfect for creating your own aroma in your moisturizer with a few essential oils every day. So this is a really good one. And like I said, this is what I use when I want to lower the concentration of like lavender or something like that I'm using with my kids. For the body oil, this is really rich oil, right? There's like a good combination of nourishing oils like almond, maize, sunflower, jojoba, avocado, wheat, etc. And this makes your skin so silky, soft. But it's also great for massage because these oils are going to keep the essential oils kind of trapped in there for a little bit so that while you're massaging, the oils aren't evaporating too quickly. So that's another great thing, but also great for daily moisturizer, especially if you have customers who have really sensitive skin. Have them try this as a moisturizer. I have a few customers who have really sensitive and really dry skin, and this is a really good option for them because it doesn't have any fragrances or anything like that. Still have them do a skin sensitivity test, but that's a good option. And then the last one is the Aromablends Body Mist. As you know, it comes with two of these little 10 ml amber colored bottles to mix your own mists with. This is great for creating body mist, room mist, mist that you spray like on bedding, curtains, things like that. Some people just spray a little bit in their hair, things like that. So this is great for like that quick like maybe you don't want to take the time to set up a diffuser, you can spray the room. And these bottles are so great because they give a really light mist that stays in the air. It makes these really fine particles that stay in the air for a nice long time, kind of similar to like when you spray Eucosol, right? So that's a really great thing about that set. And so make sure that every time you have someone purchasing pure essential oils, that you're making sure that they know how to use them correctly, how to use them safely with the diffuser, with the carriers, etc. Any questions about those, go ahead and pop them in the chat. Otherwise, I just want to give you a couple of ideas for our Valentine's Day month, right? Like our love focus this month. We do have the different emoji blends that you can combine with these as well if you're talking about massage and things like that. So remember that when you're using our body oil for massage, you take about a teaspoon of body oil to 3 to 5 drops of essential oils. And you're going to get the best aromatic experience when you're combining like 3 different essential oils in different ways. So one blend that you can use and share with your customers is the Love blend, which if you just look up like neroli on your website, like you'll be able to get this image right off your website. But the Love blend is like for flirty, romance, play, intrigue. So neroli, palmarosa, and orange, and they smell really great together. And remember that you can encourage your customers they can do a drop of each, but they might want to also choose like a standout aroma, 2 of one, 1 drop of the others, etc. So they can really play around with it, but 3 to 5 drops total essential oil. Also our passion blend, that's more of like excitement, sensual, sexy, more of an intense aroma with jasmine, bergamot, and lemon. We really love the floral and citrus blended together, and this is really uplifting and puts you in a great mood. So these are definitely tips to share throughout the month of how to do body massage with these different oil blends and for the emotional effects that they have. Okay. All right. So keep talking about those aroma blends. It's a great selling point that combines well with other products as well. So for our business tools this week, we're going to talk about some reports that help us find lists of our former consultants. So maybe you have been a team leader for a while, you've had consultants that joined your team and then something came up in their life where they had to leave for a while, etc. And sometimes it can be hard to find their contact information and get in touch with them to see if they're ready to rejoin, either as a preferred customer or as a consultant again. So we want to show you where that is. So why are we going to contact these former consultants? To catch up with them because we already have built a relationship with them, to ask about life changes. Maybe something was really busy was going on before that they had to take a step back, but now they're ready to come back in. Invite them to your wellness events because you already know that they love our products. Invite them to the preferred customer club or invite them to reinstate as a consultant. So when we are in virtual office and we want to look up all these former consultants that have been on our team in the past, just go into your virtual office, the contacts tab, and email contacts. Oh, and remember that in February, they can reinstate for only $10. Okay. So normally it's $45. This month it is $10 to reinstate, but that has to be within 6 months. So this deal that's going on right now will apply to consultants deactivated after August of 2023. That's like that 6-month chunk. Okay. So I'm going to go into my virtual office and I'm going to click on contacts and email contacts. Okay. The middle one. And you're going to scroll down a little bit and you'll see this big report at the bottom and you can kind of filter your way through it. So you'll see some different filters on the left-hand side. For this purpose, I would click on consultants only. If you're looking up former consultants, you can leave any status, any BCQ status, all that stuff can be left open. Be careful with this section down here that says like date range. You might try to put those filters in, but it's not 100% accurate all the time just because of like data sets that don't always line up in here. So don't rely on that completely. So if you do set up a date range in there, also go back and like check your messages with that consultant, or if you keep a record of when they deactivated, just so that you're not offering that $10 deal that we're offering this month to someone who doesn't qualify for it. If someone has been deactivated as a consultant for more than 6 months, they have to buy a new consultant kit and sign up like a new consultant again. So just keep that in mind, that we are sending that promotion that's going on this month to consultants who have been deactivated within these past 6 months after August 2023. Okay. So after I put in my filters and things like that, I'm going to see this list of people, and I'm looking for people that are labeled as distributor who were consultants. And I'm going to click find, and I'm going to get a list of all the distributors, and I will see their name, their label as customer, party guest, distributor, et cetera. It should be all distributors, and their email contact. And then I have some really cool tools right within that same page. Go ahead and pop questions in the chat too, if any of that's confusing. Go ahead and pop it, go to the top part of that page. You'll just select the person or the people that you want to send an email to. Their name, their title, their email will already be in there. So just click on the little box to select them. You might want to do this one at a time to personalize it. Some of you might do several at a time. It's up to you. Give it a good subject line that's going to catch their attention as it gets to their email. Write your email. I'll give you an example of that in a second. And then you just click send email. Okay, so make sure you proofread, make sure you're careful about that. But it's a super simple process that you could do right from within Virtual Office. How cool is that? So you might be thinking like, okay, so how do I word this email? What would be a good way to reach out to these former consultants? Go ahead and take a screenshot of this to give you an idea. I recommend that you write your own so that it's in your own words and sounds like you. But something like a subject line of, Lucy, we miss you, and I have some big news, right? Something that catches their eye and they are piques their curiosity. And then, dear Lucy, I hope you're doing well and I've been reaching all your personal goals since I've seen you last. We really miss having you on our youth team. Have you heard about the amazing opportunity to rejoin that's going on this month? This month only, for only $10, you can be part of our youth family again. I know your original motivation for joining us is still important, and I want to support you in your goals, celebrate your success together. What do you say? Contact me if you're ready to get back to saving and sharing with Yoast. So go ahead and take a screenshot of this. I ended with wishing you well in my name, right? So that you have something to base this off of, and you can do this quickly tomorrow during your Yoast work time, or maybe tonight. I don't know what hours you work, but put this on your to-do list. Okay, send out those emails to your former consultants. Make sure that you clarify in here that it's for reinstatement for anyone who's been, like within 6 months, just so that that part is clear to them as well. Okay. And then what do? If they say, yes, I want to, they answer you back, yes, I want to rejoin. This is the perfect time. I'm ready to get going with my business again. Remember that if it's the 6 month reactivation period, they just have to send an email to info@swissyoust.net stating their desire to be reinstated and asking for their consultant account to be reactivated. In that email, they include their credit card number with the expiration date, is security code, billing address for that $45 activation fee or $10 activation fee this month. Okay. So if you're looking for this information, so you kind of like copy paste to answer questions, this document is found in Virtual Office under your business tools under business documents. Okay. So there's a document that has it in English and Spanish. Get the wording right from there if you have any doubts. Okay. Questions. Let us know in the chat too. Have you been able to reach out to former consultants or interested prospects and take advantage of those different deals that are going on this month? We would like to hear from you. Okay, then for prospecting. So now that was our former consultants, right? We're talking about former consultants who have already been part of the Yoast family. Now we're going to keep talking about prospecting, of reaching out to new people. We haven't been in those sales conversations yet for purchasing products or signing up with us as well. So today we're going to be talking about, I left on checking my phone. It's checking my email today. So remember, we're talking about the 7 mindsets for success. This is really part of that systematic, efficient part of this, but they're all involved when we're reaching out to our prospective consultants and customers. So we've talked about balanced prospecting. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Make sure you have a balanced set of strategies for reaching out to people. And today we're going to focus on email. So, excuse me, when we're prospecting via email, like email can be a useful tool in this kind of prospecting, but it's important to use it strategically and complement it with other prospecting methods. So using in-person contact, use of social networks, etc. This should just be like a complement. You should not only rely on this because emails have pros and cons, right? So Some cons might be that, when we send out an email to someone, if we're not in their contact list, the filters are so good in email now that they might send us to spam, even though we're not spamming. And also, like, it can seem kind of impersonal, or we're also just competing with a lot of other subject lines, right? Like we're competing with a lot of other emails that come in every day. So those are kind of the cons, but the pros are it's great for follow-up. It's great. You've already had initial contact. You met them at a wellness fair or something like that. This is a great follow-up strategy, and it's a great, like, consistent way to be in contact with people, sending out different materials, etc. So just keep in mind that it's not perfect, but it does have a lot of value in terms of keeping up with consistent contact in a variety of ways with the people on our list. So when do we send an email? So we're using an email to follow up after initial contact. We've already met the person, talked to them. They are interested, right? Like, we're going to use that to follow up with them. We can use it to invite people to our events and presentations. We can use it to share relevant content. So maybe we are creating demos, or like we just did that, the Share the Love presentation. If you want to share the recording of that from YouTube with your customer list or your prospect list, etc., share relevant content with them. And sharing promotions also can be helpful. Some people might miss it on social media if you have, like, customer groups on social media. So sharing via email is also very helpful. And just remember to use an eye-catching subject. It's the first thing your prospect is going to see, and it's competing with a lot of other emails. So just make sure that it's interesting, relevant, and really catches their eye so that they're interested and curious and want to read your email. Okay. So quick reflection. What kind of subject lines catch your eye? I currently have probably about 1,500 emails in my inbox because they come in so fast. I cannot delete and archive those things fast enough. And so I took a little screenshot of just some of the many things that are pouring in every day. Unsubscribe to stuff if it's driving you crazy, right? But take a peek at these. Like, what kinds of subject lines draw you in? So sometimes it's encouraging subject lines. Sometimes it's mysterious subject lines, like, oh, you're not going to want to miss this, right? Sometimes it's asking a question, things like that. So just take a peek at your own inbox and scan through your own subject lines of emails that you receive and kind of get inspiration from that. What makes a good subject line when you're sending out these emails so that people actually do take the time and energy and attention to read them? Yes. And use our virtual office for keeping that fast and efficient as much as possible. Okay. All right. Any questions? Any questions? Let's see. Looks like we are doing okay. All right. So, our sales project today, we're talking a lot about prospecting, a lot about sharing the used opportunity with people. And we want to give you just a few different tips for how to keep up with this in a varied way, as you reach out to people and meet new people. So we're going to talk about the four rules that you can keep in mind for generating interest in your business every single day. So one way is to focus on your weekly goals for meeting new prospects. So you should set a goal like, this week I'm going to meet 10 new people and I'm going to talk to them in some way, shape, or form about Yoast, the products, or the opportunity, right? Always be prepared. Keep materials with you that you can share with them quickly when they show interest in what you have to offer. Send out regular invites and also set up one-on-one meetings and become a contact expert. You should be meeting new people and sharing contact information with them all the time. So a quick example of this. So number one, focus on weekly goals for meeting new prospects. So if you set a goal, write it down in your planner, write it down somewhere on your vision board, wherever you need it. I'm going to meet 10 new people this week and talk to them about Yoast, or maybe 50, I don't know, whatever your goal is. Make sure that you have your 10 to 30-second elevator pitch ready to go. I'm going to show you an example where you can pull some inspiration for that in just a minute. So that when the moment arises, you're not like, oh, I do this essential oil thing with this company. I don't, like, you want to be able to, like, roll that off the tip of your tongue quickly in the moment in a way that really gets people excited about what you have to offer. Really highlight the benefits with you. So what makes it special versus what other options are out there, et cetera. We're not naming other brands or anything like that, but just make sure that you're highlighting what makes Yoast so special. I find that the word Swiss, science, nature, like all of those things really stand out because people have a higher level of respect for Swiss science and innovation too. So, and then try to make sure that when you meet those new prospects and you're going to set something up for a follow-up time, follow-up meeting, etc., schedule it in that moment. Keep your planner with you, and get a time to follow up with them set right away. Share contact information right away before you miss that opportunity. Okay. And if you're looking for information or wording to use in your elevator pitch, head to our used manifest and positioning statement that just came out with our kickoff. And you'll see, and you can just take a screenshot of this as well. But to talk about the company, here are a few things that are in that manifest and that positioning statement. So talking about taking care of our health and well-being and our family in a natural way without excess chemicals, etc. I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but take a screenshot of this and use that as inspiration for your elevator pitch. Okay, screenshot. We all good? Okay. Also, if we're talking about the business opportunity in particular, I'm going to share that script with you as well, and shorten this and, change it up, personalize it a little bit. But this is great wording to start with, or to like almost copy paste, so that you have that elevator pitch ready to go. Time yourself. It should be quick. It should get to the point, and it should pique their interest, showing off all the special things about you. Okay. And try, like, if this is someone you've been talking to for a while, personalize your elevator pitch to what they need, what they want, what their excuses might be. Try to lead them off already, when you're sharing your elevator pitch. Talk about the lifestyle that you know that they want or they're following, right? Like all of these things, the more you know about them, the more you can tweak that and personalize it for what they're looking for. Okay. We have a lot to offer with you. So there's lots of ways to personalize that. All right. Number 2, always be prepared. So bring along, like try to keep a used folder, or, like some of those little, like, I even use like some of our cosmetic bags and things like that already have the used logo on them. But keep your business cards handy. If you can, put like little address labels with a QR code to your link tree, to your website, something like that for easy access. I stick those on the back of my business card so that people can scan it really easily. We can do like carry along your onboarding interview guides for someone who wants to join as a consultant, host guides for someone who wants to host an event, your quick reference guides with samples. So I know I should have grabbed a couple. I know I've showed you these before, but I buy like these 6x9 little like cellophane bags, and it's just the right size to fit our little quick reference guides that are like all organized by customer needs. I put one of those in there. I put an address label or my business card that with my contact information, 2 samples, maybe it's Eucosol and Time Cream, maybe it's hand cream and foot cream, something like that. So that based on whatever we've been talking about, I have one of those ready. I can say, oh, here, these are 2 samples that I know you'd love. Try these out. That booklet has more information about more ideas of the kinds of things we offer. Keep these things on you at all times, even if it's not like in large amounts, but just so that you don't miss those opportunities when they arise. Go ahead and take a screenshot of that if you want it, but have your used prospecting kit ready to go in your bag at all times so that you can pull it out and quickly wrap up those conversations. Okay, send regular invites to people that you've been talking to, right? So invite them to upcoming wellness events, like something you have coming up soon, like the following week. But also when someone is interested in the used opportunity, like the business opportunity, try to make a personal appointment, because they're going to have questions based on their own needs, their own lifestyle, etc. And a one-on-one will be a great thing to do, whether it's virtual, it might have to be virtual, or if you could just get together and have coffee and talk about things together. That's going to be the best way to connect with that person before they join your team. All right. And always have a follow-up plan. So even if they like, maybe they say, oh, you know what, I have to do this and then I'll sign up tomorrow, whatever, like set up a deadline, a time that you're going to follow up with them afterwards, just to make sure that nothing falls through the cracks. Okay. And number 4, become a contact expert. Now, this is how we become a contact expert. You are thinking about your body language and your presence everywhere you go, right? Like you are that person who is approachable, professional, showing off the lifestyle that we try to embody, things like that. You are that person who draws people into you. You show sincere interest when you meet someone, you ask them questions, you get to know them, you swap contact info. Oh, we should get together soon. Do you want my phone number? And we can meet up next week. And you just get good at like having the small talk conversations to start building relationships with people. And it's fun. I've gotten so much better at this now that I'm with youth, where I really put a lot more effort into meeting people everywhere I go. So, and I ask more questions of like, oh, do you live around here? How long have you worked here? How old are your kids? You can offer compliments of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how well behaved your kids are, or I love your sweater. Where'd you get those shoes? Like so much small talk just to help build connections with people, and they're authentic connections. It's just making friends everywhere you go. It's so fun. So become that contact expert and just work on your follow through a little bit. Meet people, share information, and work on those relationship building skills. Okay, and then just make it happen. You have to go out and meet these people, whether it's in the gym, you're taking classes, etc. Maybe you are in a networking group that meets once a month. Maybe you join a book group and you meet people that way. There's tons of like, for me as a mom, there's tons of mom groups that get together like at the parks and things like that. So just try to meet people is in as many possible places as you can. Okay. And just be open to starting up conversations with people about their life, about whatever's going on around you, because you're going to end up talking about needs at some point, and you know that you can help with a lot of those needs with what we have to offer at Used. Okay. Any questions? Go ahead and pop them in the chat. I think we're doing okay so far. Okay. And then for tech tips, we're going to talk about getting more views on Instagram. If you remember last week, we talked a little bit about a trick of adding some text to your reels and kind of pushing it off to the side. I'm going to show you that again because it takes a little bit to get the hang of it. But I'm also going to share some Instagram do's and don'ts when you're posting reels to Instagram and you want to get more views. There's a lot of things to consider, and just kind of like keep this as your mental checklist, or an actual checklist. Go ahead and take screenshots to make sure that you're getting the most out of your time spent creating social media content. So do's and don'ts. Don't post videos over 90 seconds long to Instagram Reels. That's the max. And really, I mean, honestly, 30 seconds is probably what you want to shoot for, right? So keep them short. Don't post low resolution, blurry, or recycled content. So, like sometimes if you post to TikTok, for example, and then it saves automatically to your phone, depending on your settings, but it'll have like the TikTok stamp. And we recommend you don't post something that's stamped from TikTok onto Instagram, because their algorithm is going to pick that up and be like, that's just recycled content that they grabbed from somewhere else. So just focus on that. And also in terms of like blurry or low resolution videos, sometimes play around with it, but your phone probably has better cameras on the back side of it than it does on the front, right? So by turning your camera and creating your content, looking at your front or your, what is it? Is this your back camera? Am I saying this backwards? Okay, this camera, whatever this is, you're probably going to get better quality you're going to have better eye contact and connection when you create your content that way. And then don't place if you're adding text, which most of us do, right, in our content, don't place text too close to the bottom edge of the screen or to the edges, like anywhere else too close, because it's hard to see it. Notice how like in this image that I'm sharing here, there's like text and profile information that comes up in that little bottom section. On the right-hand side, there's like the like and share buttons. So it kind of clutters up over your text. So just think about that and try to keep it centered as much as you can, so that people can actually read it. Okay. Now for do's, do create entertaining, inspiring, and experimental content. The Instagram algorithm is prioritizing things like that. Do encourage interaction. So tell me, like, encourage people to comment with something, encourage people to save and share your content. So encourage people to do something with it as they're watching it. Do post often, since new content is prioritized. Like daily posting or multiple times a week, 3 to 5 times a week is a good goal to have, so that you always have something fresh and you keep getting more likes, more reactions, more followers. Do use creative tools like text, camera effects, or filters to make your videos look appealing to the eye. Do take advantage of ready-made templates. So when you're going into Instagram to create a reel, you'll see the option to use a template, and it will tell you like add clips this long, this long, this long, this long. It'll tell you how long, and you kind of like set it up via this template to make a cool video that's really visually appealing, with really minimum effort. Okay, so do take advantage of all those different tools, and do add captions or keywords to your video from within the app. So for example, if you go to, some of us use like CapCut or InShot to do a little bit of video editing outside the apps, don't add your text boxes in there because the algorithm won't pick it up as much. So add captions below your reel. The algorithm will be able to read that and pick it up. Put text on top of your video within the app so that the algorithm can pick that up and use it to get it viewed by people who are interested in what that text says. Does that make sense? So these are our do's that we want to keep in mind and prioritize, especially if you're posting a lot and struggling to get the response. Be patient, but also make sure that you're focusing on these things so that you get the most eyes on your fantastic content as you can. All right, and then I'm going to share one more time that little trick that we showed last week, just so you can see it one more time. So we talked about how to use Chat GPT with hidden text. So we just go into Chat GPT, which is an AI app that we can ask questions, right? And it uses like a big database of information to give us a quick answer, right? So I'm going to go into Chat GPT, ask it for a list of like, what are top 10 complaints for dry hands or things like that. I'm going to take the text from Chat GPT. It'll give me a list of 10 things. I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to go to my reel, put in a text box and paste it in there. And then I'm going to make that text box little, as long as it's still in there. And I'm going to swipe it over to the side off of the screen. It's still a part of my reel, but it's not visible cluttering up the screen. And the algorithm is going to be able to read that and take that list of common needs, and it's going to appeal to more audiences because that text is built into our reel. So again, it's like adding text and then hiding it so that it's not showing up on the screen, but it's still affecting your algorithm. Show me in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10. 1, I have no idea what you're talking about, Angie. 10, I got it. I'm going to do it tomorrow. And I'm going to play my little example here for you one more time so you can see in action kind of what that looks like. Can you see it okay, I hope? So here I'm in Chat GPT. What are 10 common dry hand complaints? That's my prompt. And then the AI is really quick, grabs information. I click and copy that information, go to my reel, add a text box, and paste that information in there. I'm going to scale it down with my fingers, make it small, swipe it over to the side, but not delete it. And it's just going to be a little algorithm booster off to the side. And it took me like, what, 10 seconds, right? So just do that to give your content that little extra boost. And it's already built into like, what does the database say people are complaining about dry hands? There you go. Okay. All right. So use that for all kinds of topics. It's a great way to just boost your views. Okay. So hopefully you've gotten some good inspiration for your to-do list. A couple of quick things for your call to action for this week. Try to use all of these different strategies we're talking about to sell at least 2 love and care sets that are on special this month. They meet a wide variety of needs. It's a really great starter set for people who are just getting started as well. And make sure that you watch the replay of last week's workshop that we did on Share the Love. Talks a lot about a lot of those products and just different ways to approach it and share wellness tips with your customers. And that replay is on the Used USA, like the public Facebook page, if you're planning on sharing it via Facebook, but it's also on the, Cynthia, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's the Training Used USA YouTube channel, correct?
Yes. I'll
Okay,
share the link as well.
Okay, thank you. I guess I wrote that. I'm like, oh, I think it's that channel. Maybe. Okay, thank you. So just make sure that you're sharing that and taking advantage of those tips. Or if you just want to watch it to get your own inspiration and make your own content, that's what we do it for as well. So, okay. And also any bilingual consultants, make sure that you're checking for the information about this Thursday's presentation in Spanish as well, because I know a lot of you do speak both languages, and this is an outside presenter who's bringing new ideas for us as well. So. All right. Anything else that we would like to add before we go on to our time-sensitive reminders? Okay, so thank you everyone who's joining us here for the replay. Those of you here with us live, just stay put for one more moment.